Hello! Hi! Does everyone look good? Everything look good? Everything sound good? Hello! How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Let me just check something real quick. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That should be fine. That should be fine. Guess what what happened today again, just like yesterday? But thankfully I noticed before the stream this time, and I just managed to check it out real quickly before I actually hit the go live button. My eyes were unlinked again because of course they were. I wonder if it's something to do with the new Live TD update. No, VTube Studio update. But whatever it is, I guess I'll just get good at checking that one more stuff, adding that to all of the other things that I have to check before the stream. Hi! Hello Cookies, hello Rita, hello Arya, hello Neptune, hello Seth! I think that's everyone. This nothing exciting. Yeah, I get that. I get mood. Honestly, mood. Today's one of those days where I just feel like, I don't know, I'm just tired of not advancing as quickly as I want through my projects and stuff. That's how I'm feeling. And cold, of course. Cold is, you know, it has to be there. It has to be there. Cold, always. So last time that we did redlining, we had decided to redline this one piece here, and the hands are hard. Hands are the things that I was struggling the most with. Woke up pretty cold, yeah. It is, actually, wait, why am I saying yeah? Isn't it summer for you guys? For a lot of you, I'm not saying for everyone, but I think most of you are in the Northern Hemisphere, which means that it's summer for you, right? Kevin, welcome, hi! How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, personally, I'm like, we're so close to the official start of winter, you know, just like you guys are close to the official start of summer. I think, was it? Today's been meh. Yesterday night was a fun D&D session. Nice! Tell me about it. Last session that I had ended with one of the party members being such an outnumbered discussion with the rest of us, and by outnumbered I mean he was the only one in the entire party who wanted to do a thing that everyone else objected to. And when we were all saying, hey, you are evil for trying to do this thing, it got really intense until the point that they just left the call without saying goodbye. It was sure something. Oh shit. Wait, I'm supposed to have table tonight with that same party. Oh, I had forgotten about that. Well, I'll tell you how that goes tomorrow. Tell you how that goes tomorrow. Yes, summer is creeping up in here. Uncomfortably sticky warmth is beginning. Oh, I'm sorry that you find it uncomfortable and sticky. I personally just don't care, as long as I'm not cold. Yes, but for some reason it was super cold in my house once I woke up. I'm sure as the sun shines on it, it's going to get warmer. And if it's not, I'm so sorry to hear that, because I do not deal with cold. My head does hurt a little bit from staying up all night because I was doing something. Well, if your head hurts, don't forget to drink plenty of water, and maybe if you need to just rest your eyes and take a deep, a deep screen cleanse, don't forget that your health is priority. Hi, the cat has arrived. Welcome, Lasmia. Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Huh, so you know of D&D, right? You know what a Starfinder campaign is? No, I don't. Because when I say my table and in my group and blah 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 blah, I'm not actually talking about D&D. I'm talking about Pathfinder, which is like pretty much the exact same thing, only more complicated and with a lot more rules and with a lot more math. And don't worry, I don't actually understand any of it. I just have DMs and group partners, team partners, team party members, I don't know, whatever. Basically, the people I play with are only the people that are gonna be cool enough to help me understand everything that I'm doing. Because, and I've said everything, every time I enter the table, I've always said this, I'm bad with math, I'm bad remembering names, and I'm bad remembering rules. This is going to be a disaster if you guys don't guide me. But if you're okay with having a perpetual newbie in the table, then, you know, this will work. And so far it has. Several times I pretty much decided to do something that would kill me. And when I was like, it was decided that I was gonna die, people were like, okay, so what did you intend to do? Then I explained and they were like, oh, you died for nothing because that's not how that rule works. Let's just retcon this entire turn and you make better choices. And that's how I managed to play. The heat is awful, but at least where I am it gets very nice and green. That sounds delightful. That sounds very nice. Okay, so let's get to actually starting this thing. First of all, this is where we left off last time that I was doing this redlining here. And one of the things that I was struggling a lot was with hands. Hands are very hard. So I got myself 3 specific references because I know what this is supposed to look like, right? I understand the spirit of this hand here. I understand what I was trying to do, kind of. But drawing hands is hard. Look at that. That looks disgusting. And this is not going to get any easier unless I use references. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, I guess. Kind of. But it's still like very hard to make a hand that doesn't look terrible, right? So what I did was I went and got myself 3 references. This one by Kibitzer in DeviantArt. This is kind of like what we're looking for. Then this one by Rich something. It's there. This is kind of like the reference that I was looking for. This is kind of like what we're looking for in terms of the hand position. And this one is a terrible quality, but JamesLopezAnimation.com, this is kind of what we're looking for. So with these 3 references here, I can just like go ahead and understand what I'm doing wrong. So first of all, this is what I have to look for. This being the side and this being the rest of the block. Then this being the side and this being the rest of the block. Then this being the side and this being the rest of the block. I have to create a hand that has a lot of side to it. So I also really want it to be like in like arched up in comparison to the rest of the thing, I guess. Something like that. Something like that is probably gonna be okay. Yeah, that's gonna be me next month. I was invited to play Starfinder with some people I know, and we'll see. Let's see how it goes. Hey, listen, as long as you find a good group, so much fun. If you don't find a group that you're comfortable with, just throw it out the window and look for a new one, I guess. No, that's terrible. I hope you have fun, that's the point. Except I'm actually good at math and have decent memory. Oh, you have no excuse. You have no excuse. You're gonna have to actually play good. Not really. If everything fails, just blame the dice. Am I giving terrible D&D advice? Is this like me being the worst kind of like player you could get any guidance from? Okay, this is goddamn complicated. This is one of our options for thumb, except it doesn't feel right. Okay, that maybe feels a little bit better. What we know for sure is that the hand has to have this kind of like side view to it. For sure. That's what we know for sure. Okay, so far it's looking better. It's looking more like a hand than it did before. It's looking more decent than whatever I did back whenever that was. Well, the session I ran had pirate skeletons invading a port town, and the players challenged the captain. One player almost went down to a crit, but managed to defeat the boss. That's nice! You know, the last, This same table that I was talking about, once we had an attack that just one attack of the enemy critted so hard that it immediately one-shot and one-killed one of the party members. Then we discovered that the DM was doing the math wrong and he wasn't actually dead, which was very good for us, but damn, that moment was harsh. Glad you had fun. When you said I had a table, I didn't assume that you were the DM. I salute you. The job of a DM isn't an easy one, but it is so necessary. That is bad. That is bad because it's too far to the side. It needs to actually be more like... front facing. Like that. Looks better. It's still bad. It is still bad. It is most definitely still bad, but we're slowly chipping at it. This is going to be a no pressure kind of stream because this is the hard part. Everything else with the body I could handle. The hands are still a struggle. So this is the hard part. Then they then found the thing the captain wanted to steal and kept it to themselves, lying that the retreating pirate ship took it. Hilarious, amazing, perfect. I approve. Maybe what? Maybe I'm doing very bad advice. Yeah, I'm probably giving very bad advice. Just realized tomorrow is Shantae Day. I'm actually getting scared if I get lost for good. Listen, I've thought about this, and at one point, you're probably not gonna we're not gonna be able to be going at the same rhythm. Like at some point, one of us is gonna get stuck, and that's going to be that's where it's going to end. However, I really hope that we can keep this going for a long time because you seem to be very enjoying that. That's not proper grammar. Who cares? But yeah, I'm super excited for Shantae Day. I have 2 streams on right now, and I'm certainly not gonna go insane from multitasking while separating who possesses who. Oh no! Mostly because that already happened ages ago, and I'm utilizing madness. Retouch, you're being a true DD. I salute you. Who's the other one, if I may ask? No, it's okay, you don't say it. Yes, say it if you want to. Moritz-Sakanashi, welcome, hi! What is your opinion on anteaters? Personally, I am indifferent to them, but I know that a lot of people hate them. I like animals in general. The only animals that I do not vibe with are like deep ocean fishes that look very threatening and ugly. Everything else, I'm like either neutral or positive. Like I don't hate any animals. I don't have any negative opinion of any animals except for the ones that I just mentioned. Oh, that's the wrong layer. Future me is going to regret that. Present me doesn't care that much. That's okay. That's going somewhere. Is it a good place? Let's freaking hope. Because the hands are so hard. Okay, so that's sort of like where the palm ends. If I wanted to have something like this, then 2 that are more like clump together. And then another one that goes out a little bit more. That kind of works. That kind of works. That's kind of okay. I once played 7th C and my character literally one-shot the boss by smacking him in the jaw with a candle holder. That sounds amazing. Oh my god. That sounds like the best way to kill a boss. Oh my god, love it. Love it. One of my favorite ones was I once had this thing where, you know how sometimes the dice just rolls exactly what you need and it's like a perfect throw, but that happened 3 times in a row, so I had to do one roll. Okay, so the enemy was trying to take a vial of acid to throw at us so that he could run away, but he failed the conceal. Did he fail it? The conceal, like the throw to conceal his actions? I don't remember. The enemy had a bottle, then they failed at conceal. They failed at concealing the bottle, we failed at stopping them, and then they failed at throwing it so hard that they threw it on themselves. And then they died because we had left it on exactly 1 HP, and the bottle gave exactly... No, we had left him at 3 HP, and the bottle did exactly 3 HP, so he died. That's exactly what happened. I butchered the storytelling aspect of it because my memory was shoddy, but... like, basically, we left him at 3 HP, he failed the concealment throw, then he failed the actual throw, and then when the damage hit him, it did exactly 3 HP, and he died in the moment, and it was beautiful. It was mwah! Elyssia senpai? Yes, indeed. Looks like I'm seeing the Mermaid Angel hybrid. Yes, we're still redrawing this one. We're going to try and finish it. At least the lines, because that's what we intended to do. Now that I'm looking at it, wait, give me a second. That boob is bad. This boob is bad. No, it's fine. It's easy to fix. It's easy to fix. Can you guess what happened, children? Can anyone guess what just happened? I'm sure it's very hard to tell. I'm sure it's puzzling. Yoink. Okay. All right. Now we're fine. Now we're fine. Whoa, a hand art study stream pog. Rexy, welcome. Hi. Hello. We're using the hand study just because like hands are very hard, and I refuse to try and figure it out by myself. This is a reference, or the best artist friend zone, and I will not have anyone say anything about it. You know what? The boobs are actually a bit too high. I think I want to lower both of them. I think I want to lower both the boobs. They're a little bit too high. Oh yeah, that's better. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Sometimes you just need to rest on a drawing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just need to look away from the drawing for a while, for a couple weeks, and then you come back to it and you're like, ah, what is that? You're like, ah, why did I think this was fine? That's what happened with one of the thumbnails that I have prepped for one of the future games. I have 2 games that I've already made the thumbnails for because I already know that eventually I'll play them. And one of them, I finished it, and when I came back to it after a couple weeks of not seeing it at all, I was like, I know that there was something I could improve in this thumbnail, and I'm feeling like not starting something entirely new. I need to just relax today. It wasn't today, but it was like one day that I really just needed to relax a little bit. Oh, that is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Anyways, so So, I'm like, oh my god, today I'm so tired. I just need to relax and fix something instead of starting something brand new. And I opened it, and I swear, when I thought I had something to quote-unquote improve on, I didn't think I was gonna look at it and be like, God, what is that? Oh my god, when did I think this was presentable? Ugh! Yeah, it was a feeling. It was a mood. It was a mood. But the point is, I fixed it. Tell me, Elyssia, the mermaid angel looks friendly to me. I hope she is. I think she is. Ellie, have you ever been bitten on your finger by a mosquito? It feels more like an ant bite. I'm pretty sure I have. I remember the frustration. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe not. I mean, I don't remember being bitten in a way that it hurt, like if it was an ant bite, but I just hate mosquito bites in general, so I don't know. Salvi, welcome! Sunshine, welcome! Yasuko, welcome! Redrawing, welcome! Hello! How are you guys doing? Wow, a lot of people arrived while I was not checking the chat. How are you guys doing? I hope you're having a good day. Greeting, Ellie's nice lineup arts. Thank you. Love the winged mermaid design. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Actually, the me that it was several years ago. I don't have the date on this one, do I? I don't have the date. The me that was several years ago thanks you for this. Flying fish type mermaid? Kind of. Yeah, kind of. I'm trying to listen in to Clara's Satsudan, but I miss most of what she's saying while paying half attention to what you're doing and drawing my thing. Oh no, I've been there. I've been there, Retouch. I've been there so hard. Wrong layer, Kronk. Yeah, wrong layer. Don't like the capsizes? No, actually, it's just, look at this. Look, let's isolate the drawing and let's look straight up like at the chest. Do you notice a difference between both of the boobs? And you should, because they are very different. And yes, in real life, women's boobs are different. So this is technically something that's fine. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I could just leave it at that. But I don't like how this one, let me just change the color so that we can like make it obvious. This one has a like the highest point here. It has a very clear like point in which this line becomes this line. This one, on the other hand, has like a curve so smooth that by the time you realize the line is different, like you might be here or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like when I have boobas that have drastically different shapes. If they have different sizes, that's common. That's actually something that happens in the real world. But it's just something I'd rather fix. Personally, I'd rather fix it a little bit. Okay, now that they look kind of like the proper sizes, I'm just gonna make this one a little bit more pointed to go with the other one, just because that feels like it might be easier. That feels like it might be easier if I do this. And then that. I don't know, maybe I'll regret it in a little bit. Maybe the other one was easier to fix. Maybe roundening the other one would have been easier. Maybe? Probably. This is still looking wrong. But at least the hand is looking decent. You know what? I'm not mad at this hand. It kind of looks okay. Kind of looks alright, right? Do you guys agree? The hand is kind of like fixed. Do we think the hand is kind of fine like that? I think it's kind of fixed. I think it's kind of fine. I think it kind of even looks cute. Never change it, lol. Thank you. Wrong layer. Yep. Mr. Right Hand lineup. Yeah, I know. We're still in the process. Don't worry about it. We're jumping around, but that's fine. Jumping around is okay. Past Ellie did say President Ellie was gonna hate it. Really? I said Oh, nice, nice. Spot it with my eyes real fine. Yeah, okay. Looking okay, Emma? I mean, does it need to look amazing? It works like this. No, you're right. It doesn't need to look amazing. It looks significantly better than what it was. And that's already a victory. Like, if we hide the... If we take this apart, like, look at that difference. It's already just leagues better. I'm super proud of how much better it looks. But that being said, I'm a perfectionist and it sucks. But it's my true state of being. Something that I could do is also just copy paste them. Copy pasting the boobs is not like what I normally do. But if everything else fails, I could just copy paste it and save myself some trouble, you know? Don't forget, guys, doing art is learning to cut corners. But as long as you learn to cut the right corners, you don't have to cut every corner. You just have to cut the right ones. I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I'm gonna keep cleaning the hands and go back to it later. Wow, the chest is making me struggle. The chest is giving me issues. Remind me, why did it have that layer? Or why did you have that layer, Ellis? Which one? I mean, every layer has a reason. Every layer has a part of the drawing in it. And sometimes I prefer to keep my layers separate because it allows me to fix issues easier. Like, for example, if I wanted to arch the back a little bit more, which I've done so many times in the other stream, I know, I'm very aware of that. I am very aware that I keep arching this back and I don't let it rest. But that would be easy, like that, like so. And just like that, I arched her back a little bit more, which is more in tune with the old drawing, like with the spirit of what I wanted to do back then. It's working, you know, it's working. And we have to remember not to care about the quality of the lines, which is very, very hard for me. Like, the instinct, the intent to just go over these ones that are looking so bad. So, not bad, they're not looking bad, but they're looking very inconsistent. And I just want to fix them. I want to just, like, straighten them up, you know? But that's not what we're here for. That's not what we're here for. Oh, look at that! She's going! She's going! By the way, to anyone who wants to know why I don't do like proper drawing streams and I only have done that for chibis, this is why. This is what it looks like. When I'm just like trying my best to finish one drawing. It's agonizingly slow. Because I'm trying to fix everything all the time. Art doesn't need to be accurate as long as it's convincing. Void Priestess Potat. I 1000% agree with that. And I've been told that by several teachers. My motto is, it needs to look good, not realistic. You're right. You're 100% right. I mean, a certain level of realism is needed for things to look good. But also, as soon as you understand what parts of the real experience can be just hand-waved to make it look better, you start breaking the right parts of realism and it just looks incredible. Non-accuracy, yes. Graphic design, no. I suck at graphic design, especially when it comes to startup lining arts. For skeletal design, that wouldn't be graphic art. That wouldn't necessarily be graphic art, but I understand what you mean as far as for understanding anatomy. You do want to, like, if you're learning anatomy, you do want to keep it as accurate as you can, just to learn the actual rules of how the world works. And then once you know them, you start breaking the hell out of them. I personally end up because I did want to, I was fascinated with like human, how do I say this without sounding lewd? I was fascinated with full humans that have like lower bodies that I don't have, you know, like legs and stuff. I've always been so fascinated with that I tend to do the lower half of my drawings a lot longer than they should be, but as long as you do it in a way that is like, that looks good, it's fine. Granted, that might also be because I'm a snake. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? That is too pointed. I need to tone it down. Tone it down a little bit more. And we need to make sure that this fits, because it's not fitting right now. It's looking very weird. But that still kind of like goes with that muscle. So yeah, that's fine. It's good. That's good. And look at that, we have one hand and we have fixed some stuff. What do you mean it's interesting? Which one? I don't know. At this point I'm kind of lost. I don't know how to sketch at all. I recommend, when we start talking about sketches and stuff, I always recommend starting with like the structure, because I see a lot of people that start with like, they start with the eye and then they draw the face and then they draw the hair and then they draw the lines of the head. And don't get me wrong, that is possible. Like you could totally draw something like without structures. Like if I try to do a drawing without structure right now, at this point I've drawn enough like 3/4 heads that like I can kind of go at it without a structure beforehand, and get like a decent kind of result. But you're always like, I did say decent, not really good. I did say decent and not good. But okay, that's horrible. You know, that's why I always recommend starting with a foundation. Like you start with like, this is where the head's going to be, then this is the action line that the body is going to take, then these are going to be the shoulders, this is going to be the hip. Maybe like I want a hip that is crossed, and then I do the torso, and then I connect the torso to the hip, and then I do, I don't know, the legs are gonna be like here, freaking, I don't know, jumping, and then whoa, that leg is way too long, I need to make it like here-ish, and then the knee has to come here. You know, like start with structure, and then as you go, like you're gonna find stuff that you need to fix, like whoa, this head is in the wrong place, boop, that's better, and whoa, this leg was very long, so now that's better. You know, just get started with the structure and start adding to it slowly but surely. And before you realize, you're gonna have something that you can work with. Not necessarily something good, just something that you can work with to improve it slowly, bit by bit. That's my advice. That is my advice. Actually, you know how I just said, hello Ellie, how are you doing? I'm good. I am... as I was saying before, like I'm a little bit frustrated outside of the stream. I'm a little bit frustrated because I have so many things that I'm attempting to do, so many projects that I'm attempting to work on, and they're taking a long time. But also, it feels like there's always something that doesn't allow me to work as fast or as focused or as consistently as I want to on those things, and I just want to have them done. Vorador, welcome, hi. Legs for days. That is most of my human characters. Legs for days, indeed. I'd say it needs to look grounded, not realistic. Realism in the sense that it makes sense is more important than making it look like how it does in real life. Yes, 1000%. My favorite example of this is if you look at like fantasy cards art and stuff like that, you're going to see that they always add this very shiny, even in anime, like you're going to find that they add this very shiny like backlight on the edges. They're gonna be like, oh, and this has like a backlight, so we're gonna make this shine, and then we're gonna make this shine, and then we're gonna make this shine. And that's not how a backlight works at all, but it's something that we perceive as something that gives us the signal backlight, and it also looks cool as frick. So it's become like sort of a standard in the industry. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's realistic. It just looks the way we assume reality to work. And it looks good to boot. What about the other hand? I'm going to go to it in a minute. I'm going to go to it in a minute. I don't sketch. I just try to draw something from memory or references. References, great. From memory, it's very hard, and like an artist has to work for many years before they build up a bank of references. I actually retweeted a very good like drawing tutorial-ish thing. Not for anything specific, just like in general how to tackle drawing, how to learn how to draw X or Y. That talks specifically about like building a bank of references that you can refer to by memory. For anyone who saw it, it's the one with the shrimp. For anyone who didn't see it, go ahead and look at my Twitter feed and go find the one that is like an art tutorial but with a shrimp. I swear it's such good advice. It is such good advice, and it's absolutely the thing that that I can credit most of the things that I know how to draw to. I hadn't seen that tutorial before, but like I had definitely done that before. Even with hands, even though hands are very hard and I still need references, there are several hand positions that I'll be able to do like without references, only because I've drawn them so many times and I've seen references and I've studied reference and I've traced references to the point that I can draw them. Like if I had an arm, my immediate impulse is going to be to do this, because like I've done this so many times that I know this is a hand that functionally works, right? And like that is realistically a decent looking hand. If I refine this like with proportions and all, this is like, you would see this and say like, oh yeah, that's a hand. And that's because I drew some specific positions of hands so many times. Okay, I'm getting so distracted. Interesting as in, I like to see the process of someone doing art. Oh yeah, that is super interesting. What's up, Snake Princess? What's up, Board Clips? How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Would it be too bad to just flip it? Would it be too bad to just flip the other hand? Because it's the same kind of like pose that I was going for. Or do we have to do it again? Do we have to do it again, but now to this side? Maybe I could try doing it slightly different. Like maybe there is something I can do to make it like almost the same pose, but slightly different. Do we even care about it? Do we even care about doing something like that? Do we want to? Or would it just be fine to just like copy paste it? I'm really feeling the copy pasting of it all. Oh, back to this one, sweet. Welcome, Officer Hot Pants. I hope you're having a good day. Yes, back to this one. If you're okay with answering, what drawing program do you use? I use Side 2, but I also have Clip Studio Paint, and I've said this every single time. But before July, I'm gonna have to do it, so don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna be saying this for much longer. I also have Clip Studio Paint, and I want to tinker with it enough to feel comfortable drawing there, because it has so many cool resources and brushes and stuff. It also has some features that site definitely doesn't have. I'm very much looking forward to be able to use, particularly for drawing hair and stuff. There's this one feature that is gonna be super good. That is just like drawing. You draw the fill and then you put you give the layer the line art, basically. Like how it would work is if I drew this, right? Like if I were to do this and then I did this and this in the Clip Studio Paint, I could tell the program to then line it, like line the layer, and then the layer would have this as a line, this as a line, this as a line, right? And then once you have all of the outer lines handled, if you had the Clip Studio Paint filter and you did that thing, right? Then you have this, and then it's very easy as an artist to go over it and to add, I don't know, this line and then this line and then this line. And then just by adding a couple lines, you have like, wow, this hair is kind of lined. Then I add this line and wow, look at that, that's hair. You know, that I'm looking forward to that so badly. I'm so excited for that one. Where was I? Reading chat. Oh, back to this one. Sweet. Yeah, I'm having a good day and I hope you're too. Oh, I'm glad to hear that you're having a good day. I'm having a better day now because I'm working on stuff, but oh my god. This forearm is way too long, isn't it? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's fine. Okay, let's keep going with this stupid hand. Stupid hands. Stupid hands being all complicated and stuff. Who sent them to be this complicated? Like, who told them? Who told them to be this complicated? Who said it was okay? Who designed this? Like, don't get me wrong, they are very useful hands the way they are. They are very good at grabbing things and very good at like allowing us to work on stuff. But that being said, oh my god, they are so difficult to draw. I hate hands, that's why I cut mine off. You know what? Valid choice. Valid choice. Also, by the way, Officer Hot Pants, I discovered this YouTube account yesterday that is like what animation is actually playing. Like I don't remember the name of the channel, but if you look like pianos are never animated correctly or something like that, you should find this channel that just grabs clips from animation that have pianos in it, and the guy plays what the animation looks like it's playing versus what it's supposedly playing and how that should look, right? And then there was a clip with My Little Pony and I was like, oh my god, I have to see this. It's just, it has to be fucking funny because a pony has no fingers. So whenever you see a pony just playing the piano, it's like you were grabbing your entire hand and just pressing 4 keys at the same time. And I was like, is that what he's doing in this video? Please tell me that's what he's doing in this video. And just go watch the video. It's very funny. This is kind of annoying. This is not going well. Why is it not going well? What line is it the problem? Is it that one? Is it that line? Is that better? I think that might be better if I take this line off. Or maybe not, because now it looks like she doesn't even have a finger there. Maybe that line is fine. Hands are so hard! Hands are so freaking hard! Evolution! Evolution! All I need is Mihooks. Mihooks? Are you a pirate? Are you a double pirate with 2 hooks for hands? Almost dull music, and yeah, there's been plenty of how do they do that without hand conversations over the years. I just thought it was very funny. Instruments are never animated correctly is a treat. My favorite is the drums are never animated correctly. Oh, this is honestly like the first few videos that I saw from that entire genre had been on this channel with the piano. I had never seen that concept before, and I didn't even think of looking for other instruments. I'm gonna have to, because that is just such a treat. However, I do have to say that in this account, in this like YouTube channel, what was very cool was seeing that most anime in the channel actually was animated correctly. Like the videos either had one of 2 titles. It was either pianos are never animated correctly and then the title of a show or a movie, or they actually animated this correctly and then it was always the title of an anime. Like, that's just interesting to me. That is just very interesting to me to see that, like, anime does actually try harder for some reason to animate instruments correctly. Why is this not working? It worked on the other hand, but now I'm not liking it. I got those in recommended quite a few times recently, but I saw the piano scene from Tom and Jerry. Yep, I definitely saw that one yesterday. Sworn myself to animating instruments playing very active. Oh my god. Sorry, I can't read. It's always the hands. It's always the hands. Tell me about it. Oh no, I think my alarm went off, but I fell asleep right after it turned off. Hey, Tiberian, welcome. It's great. I'm very glad to hear that you could sleep a little bit, especially after being rudely woken up. So, congratulations. I'm very glad you could sleep. Don't worry about it. You only missed me struggling with hands and fixing boobs, but mostly struggling with hands. It's okay. It wasn't much. Quadruple pirate, hook feet as well. I basically look like a messy tackle box. Okay, that's funny. I'm gonna have to draw a self-portrait at some point. Is that better? Maybe it's because they should be like showing from the bottom like this. Maybe I like it more if I show them from the bottom, like curled up like this. But then I think they have a different perspective if I do that. If I do that, I think they might have a different perspective. Also, why did I stretch the little pinky on my old drawing? There you go. Look at this. What sense does that make? Why did you stretch the little pinky? Is she taking tea? Is she drinking imaginary tea? Why did we do that past us? Why did we do that past Ellie? Explain. You have explanations to do. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. What's the point? That's the wrong layer. Let's not draw in the wrong layer. There we go. There we go. That's just such a weird decision. I mean, it's there. You know what? It's done. There you go. For some reason, we're stretching the little pinky. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Me trying to convince myself. It's fine. Me after the stream, half an hour after, still looking at this drawing and trying to convince myself, it's fine, stop it. You know, there should be a rule in drawing where you can't draw hands just because how hard it is. There already is. It's called every beginner artist drawing this pose. And I don't want you to think this is a jab at anyone, because this was me and this has been me, and I just didn't bring those. I just didn't bring those drawings to this stream just because there's nothing to fix in those. There's nothing to fix in those. It's just you need to change the entire pose entirely. This is the rule that you're talking about. Every beginner artist, and again, I have at least 5 drawings that I've kept from my early drawing ages that were exactly this pose. That are just like a character with their hands behind their back. It's very typical, and it's a very important stepping stone. You know why? You know why? Let's not. I don't want anyone to feel any negatively if they have done that or if they are still on that stage. That stage is very important because you can't learn everything at the same time. You have to learn stuff by bits and pieces. If you try to learn how to draw faces and hands and anatomy and like male anatomy and female anatomy and how to handle like dynamic poses and how to handle feet and legs and arms and forearms and just perspective, everything at the same time, you will never learn anything. So, the stage where you are doing like the pose that I had here, which I already erased, where you are just drawing the person front-wise with the hands behind their back, that is a very important stage because it allows you to focus on one thing, which is the face, second thing, which is like the hair, and third thing, which is the general proportions of a body. By removing the nightmare that is the hands, you're removing a barrier to actually like practicing stuff. I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying this in mockery because it's really, I don't joke about this. It's just an important part of like beginning in art. Pirate lamia with a hooked tail. Ooh, cool. That is actually really cool. You can avoid hands altogether if you draw head portraits. That too. Past Ellie did this because she felt the mermaid being excessively frivolous. You're not wrong, probably. Probably. Explain yourself, me every time I come back to whatever I was doing before the previous night. Same mood. I never drew a character with their hands behind their back. You never did? Cool. That is cool. However, as I said, don't be afraid to just cut parts of the drawing off to focus on other parts of the drawing, to learn like parts of the drawing. Like, don't be afraid to draw busts in order to learn how to draw a head and not have to focus on the rest of the body and stuff like that. It's very important to just, at some point, I mean, it's very important for anyone who wants to get to a specific skill level, to like focus on studying parts separately. The reason I advocate for this so hard is the way I improved the most. Actually, like I had periods in my life where I did big jumps in quality. And that's mostly when I was doing this, when I was just studying very specific things about drawing, separate parts of the body and the face and everything. Even recently, when I started doing art for VTubing and stuff, I noticed that I wasn't super happy with my facial structures. And that's when I started really honing in on the, like you guys are gonna recognize it, this shape right here. This shape for the forehead versus this shape, this like curved shape for the cheeks and the cheekbones and stuff. Like right now I'm doing it quickly and shittily, but when I decided, you know what, I want to refine the shape of my faces and I want to really be able to focus on this like cheekbone, cheek to jaw line, I started just drawing faces in different angles and not even doing the face, just like heads, just like focusing on this specific thing, right? And just trying to do it better. Like right now, this doesn't look good. This is not a good one. Maybe because this is not okay, sure, let's suppose. But even then, that, I don't like that one because I know I can do better. So if I just flip it around, if I notice that like maybe I want it to be lower and a little bit rounder. Sorry for the sudden silence. I was focusing on that curve. I'm trying to make sure that it's exactly how I would like it. And then I just make it softer. That's a head shape that I like a little bit more. That's a head shape that I like. That's a head shape that I would approve of today. There! Isn't that a cute head shape? Then I guess the face would be like kind of there, blah blah blah. Or something, I don't know. I wasn't focusing on the face, I was focusing on the head. Particularly on the cheek area. And if I wanted to refine this part up here, which is also very important because, like, as I said, it's like the shape of the head in general, but like, not what I was doing. I was practicing cheeks. So, where was I? Why did I start that? Oh yeah, just isolating one part to study it. That is very important, that is very good, yes, okay. We did the hands, we did the fixes to the shoulder, we did the fixes to the chest. It's decent enough, I'm gonna leave it. Okay, so now that we have this, this is pretty good. I feel like I can already start on the wings and stuff. I feel like I could start on the wings and stuff, right? That's kind of alright. Like, we got to a point. We got to a decent point. What about the stick figure stage? The stick figure stage, yeah, that's I don't think that is unavoidable. I don't think anyone avoids that one. If it makes you feel better, Yomi has left things to future Yomi to solve, and future Yomi has been mad at present Yomi for letting her struggle so much, and past Yomi went to sleep. Yeah, we artists do that a lot. It's like, future we can handle it, forget that, and we always regret it. Are you a snake because you don't like drawing feet? I did try to study feet at one point. Here's as far as I got, okay? So you have a leg. Let's suppose this is where the leg ends, okay? You have a leg. And then you try to think of feet like a triangle. You try to think of feet like a triangle with fingers. And then if it's front facing, you're not gonna see the fingers, like they're gonna be pressed against the floor, so they're not gonna be perfectly round. And then you're gonna see this finger, and you should actually be counting the amount of fingers and the amount of space, because you should have, you know, I did try is what I'm trying to say. I did try. And then you have these thingies here, so you do this thing, and then that, and then that connects to the finger, however big it needs to be. I haven't studied fingers in a long time, please don't come at me. And then you have this bone, and then you have this bone, and then that also connects to the other part, and then that one has the small finger, and I don't know, fingers are here. Fingers come on this part, on this side, and there you go. And there you go, finger. That's the best as I can do. A front facing, and again, it's been a long time. And then side facing, you also think about it as a triangle. And then, oh, you consider the ball. There's a ball. Okay, there's a triangle. There's a ball, and then there's an arc. And then there's a ball, and then there's like the fingers, and there's a curve up there, and then there's the thingy, the bone, this bone thingy here. And that's kind of a foot. I don't know. It's been a long time, okay? I don't remember, but that's kind of a foot, okay? I don't have feet to refer to, so don't come at me. This is kind of that's kind of okay, right? It has all the parts of the feet. It has the ball at the very end, and it has the finger, toes here, and like that's a foot. Can anyone confirm? Can anyone confirm that's a foot? Oh, a fish is being drawn right now. Alfarius, welcome. Hi, it's been a bit. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Yes, it's a mermaid fish kind of thing. I've not drawn something with hidden hands like that. I've hidden hands, yes, but I've never avoided them. I just worked through the pain and tried to do the best hands I will ever be able to draw. Yeah, listen, hands are pain and they're never gonna stop being pain. Well, that's a lie, because I'm pretty sure there are artists out there who don't struggle with hands. Blessed be they. That's definitely not me, and it doesn't feel like it will ever be me, at least now. Maybe if I keep getting better, at some point I'll be like, but a simple geometry trick or something, I don't know. For now, they're like hands. Ugh, fine, I guess I'll draw hands. Looks better to me, not quite as flat. Can we talk about how that sheet of hands clearly shows someone about to cut off someone else's hand? What, this one? This one? I don't know. It has to be that one. I don't know, that one just might be someone like pulling, like, hey, we need to run, let's go. Oh, you mean you're taking this one and this one as one single thing? Yeah, I see that. I mean, I personally love this little addition. This is not just a hand. This is a mosquito slapping hand. And I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Whoever did this, Kibitzer on DeviantArt, they know what's right. And that is, mosquitoes, they have to be killed. Close enough. Can't draw feet, become a monster girl artist. Yeah. Yeah. Not quite, but close enough, and I think that's close enough. I think that's fine. I think that's a fine enough set of feet. Look, I'm not a feet artist, okay? I'm sharing a clip from an animated movie I saw that will blow your skills off with how they animate hands. Please do! Please do! Yep, about to get knifed. Indeed. That hand repeats the lie that you can actually hit the mosquito and that it won't sense your eyes on it and immediately fly up to the floor. To the roof, not to the floor. Listen, I am a professional mosquito hunter. Mosquitoes can sense me all they want, but I will get them in the end. Like, that is a promise. I will get them. Okay, so let me hide actually the drawing for just a second to talk about what do we see in the hair. What do we see in the hair? I see kind of like a curve here and kind of like, it's really hard to tell because clearly it got ruined through the ages. I see a peak of hair here. I see like a little curl here. And maybe this was also hair, but I'm not sure. Like, I think I was trying to do something very flowy. But I think we might have to just go for whatever we wanted. Go for like whatever, right? So we could do that flowy hair that we had. Since it's water, right? It's supposed to be underwater. We can do hair that defies gravity, which I guess is what I was trying to do. past me was trying to get that feeling of like, oh, gravity, what is that? It doesn't matter here. It has no power in this realm of water. Right? So if I do that, and then... But then it will be very hard to see her face. Assuming we give her a face. Assuming she ends up having any face at all. It will be very covered. I see a bit of dandruff, or maybe that's sea salt. It's sea salt. It's sea salt. Don't worry about it. She's very clean as you can be when you live underwater. I promise. I promise. She's a clean, decent girl with clean, decent hair that does not have dandruff. Actually, did you know that like one of the reasons that you could have dandruff is like dry scalp? Do you think a mermaid would have dry scalp? It doesn't sound very reasonable, does it? That a mermaid would have dry scalp. Then maybe a little bit of like flowy bullshittery here. Just like that. And then flying everywhere. I know it looks very light right now, but that's because I'm drawing very lightly. It's I'm trying to get better at drawing more complex hair with like more lines and stuff. Briny, but clean. Indeed. It might smell like fish, but it will be at least very shiny. That is a guarantee. Will it smell like fish? You betcha. But will it be shiny? Yes. I know the perfect thing for you to kill mosquitoes with. I posted it on Discord. I'll check it out later. In the same layer, I could handle this as well. Like, this is another thing that the drawing had, the design had, so I really need to incorporate it again. It's this, like, flippity flops here. We need to make sure that she has them. I was very obsessed at one point with drawing this kind of structures for like wings and stuff, and that's why I gave it to the mermaid. I think I was like, I need more of those Oh wait, we're coming upon an issue. Okay, we're coming upon an issue, and that is that I'm not respecting what I literally just told you guys to do a second ago. We're going to grab this, and we're going to first figure out the general shape of it, because if the general shape of it is not good, then none of it will be good. If we did it this way, right? If we did it, actually we can curve it a little bit, because it's going to be curved. If we did it this way, does it look like it's one consistent length? Or does it look like this is shorter than this? Because in my opinion, that definitely looks like there's some fuckery there. The proportions are not right. So let's lay the foundation properly. Let's lay the foundation and do it well. If we have this here, we're gonna curve it a little bit less, first of all, because that way it looks shorter. If it's more curved, then it's like longer. It's like a longer, like, you get it, right? If I draw this line and then I draw this line, one of them looks longer than the other, obviously, because even though they have the same height, right? Like they end and start well, let's assume that I started at the same place. If I draw one like this and one like this one clearly has more stuff going on. At least in my eyes, that's how it works. So, we need to make sure that this is gonna match this, and this is gonna match this, I think. That looks pretty fine. That looks pretty alright. I am so excited for Art Fight, by the way. This is why, and this is the second time I say it on the stream, but this is why I don't do like full-on drawing pieces on my stream, because it's just like a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of me going back and forth on the same thing over and over. But on July, we're gonna have Art Fight going on. And when Art Fight is going on, I'm so excited. I really wanna just participate on Art Fight. I didn't know last year if I was going to want to participate once more. And last year, I still wasn't streaming. So I was like, yeah, I guess I have the time. I have the time, and it's gonna be a great opportunity to like improve my speed, which, by the way, you guys, I used to be so much slower. Like, however slow you think I am now, multiply it by 3. That's how I was before last Art Fight. So, I didn't know if I was going to be able to participate in Art Fight again, because, like, I'm gonna be streaming and everything. But, now that Art Fight is coming up, I'm so freaking excited that I want to be able to participate. I want to find a place, a spot to do it. And if that is in the stream, then god damn it, I will have to draw like proper pieces on stream, because I will participate in Art Fight, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I really wish I could just go in and start bookmarking characters right now, but unfortunately the teams haven't been announced yet. So until the teams are done, until the team selection is done, actually, that's not how it works. First, I have to bookmark characters, because I won't be able to know which one is in which team until July starts right away. Like, oh boy, I don't know. I'm just so excited. Every day, I'm like, okay, I need a pick-me-up. I'm gonna go and check on the Art Fight website to see if they already posted the teams, and there's nothing. And I'm like, aw, I don't have a pick-me-up, because they didn't announce the team, so I'm still not as I didn't get this happiness that I was looking for. But soon, I hope. I'm so excited. Necesito hacer algo. Que tengas un buen día. Cookies. Thank you for dropping by. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day. Let me check. Alright, and then it's the 1, and then it's the 2. And then we erase all of the other unnecessary lines. Like this, and then we make sure that the beginning of it is kind of like understated, so that it meshes well, so that it's like natural and organic. Nowadays, I'm not really a fan of this design, but it's there. It's there. And it's not looking too good. So I'm going to bring it around. I'm going to see if a different placement would be better. Let's see the original. Let's hide the hands now that we don't need them, and put the original kind of like next to what we have. And see why is it working better on the original than it is in here. Because it's more open, probably. By being more open, I think it's cuter. And also the... Okay, yeah. I see what I did wrong. we're gonna do the following. Clearly, one of the things that is making it look better is that the solid parts of the fin, I'm gonna call this a fin because what else would it be? Clearly one of the things is that it's thinner. And then another one of the things that it's more open. So I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna open it up a little bit. Just like that. And then I'm gonna add the third one. But we're gonna go a lot thinner this time. It needs to be closer to the first one because perspective-wise, like it needs to be closer to that one. And I think that's gonna look better. I think that's probably gonna look better. Ah, card. Okay. Just drawing Spanish and you'll do it a lot faster? I don't think so. What do you mean drawing Spanish? That's not... Drawing doesn't have languages. What do you mean? I actually I do get a lot faster with, I got a lot faster with our fight because I said it before, I'm not competitive as a person. I'm not a competitive person. But when I am doing team effort things, then I get a lot more interested in participating with a competitive spirit. I still don't get mad at losing, and I still don't get super interested in the competitive aspect of it. But it's more yeah, I'm helping my team. That's what impulses me. That's what pushes me to do better because of my team. And that is something that definitely happened with our fight. So I was trying to get more. I was trying to get more points in for my team. Obviously, that's how it works. That's how art fight do. Okay. I'm regretting this structure so much. I'm regretting this thing so much. I wish past me hadn't designed it like this. But here we are. Here it is, and this is what it is. It is what it is. This is how the drawing goes. I guess I didn't make them match. If I look at the original, this doesn't necessarily match, right? I could see how I do it. I could see how I do it later. It doesn't need to be my problem. It doesn't need to be my problem. It can be future me problem. What is your desire? Also present. Sansa, I know. We've been talking. Waste films. That's what you're doing. It is. I don't feel super confident in the design of it, but it is what the drawing had, so it is what we're drawing. It is what it is. It is what it is, and we're not gonna complain about it. No. He's got a point. What? Drawing in Spanish? That he got a point. We're drawing in Spanish. Okay, people, from now on, this drawing is in Spanish. Just don't get too confused if you don't understand Spanish. I know what you're seeing has now become unintelligible for a lot of you, but it is going to be okay. I'm going to run you through it, okay? Even though this is now a Spanish drawing. If you mean talking in Spanish while I draw, that is not going to make me go faster. And if you mean Spanish drawing, then well, I hope you like the result. Future you will remember that? Nah, future me will not remember that. Future me will be upset at me, but she will not remember. Future me is dumb. Present me is also dumb, mind you. I'm not being mean only to my future self. Okay, I think that's better. I think that's better. And then on the other side... Does that look like it comes from the same height? Maybe? Yeah, that might look like it comes from the same height. That might look like it comes from the same height. And we only need to draw one of them, so we're good. But it looks a little bit too tiny, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Like maybe I need to go a little bit bigger. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I think that's probably better. I should really clean up around here. Future will not remember that. Yeah, future me will not remember that. Future, I mean, let's be honest. How many times have you said, God damn it, past me, versus how many times have you said, I wonder why I didn't do this before. Oh well. Like, honestly, most of the times we're not very conscious of being mad at our past selves. At least in my case. At least in my case, a lot of the times I'm like, wonder why this is the way it is right now, and I never think of blaming my past self. It's not that I never think of blaming my past self. Obviously, I do sometimes. But most of the time, I'm in the clear. Well, okay. That's it for that. And now I need... What do I need? A new layer, right? Yet another layer. I guess we could erase... Now we have one less layer. Whoop, whoop. Look at my excitement. That is... Wow, such a cleanup. You removed one layer. Congrats. Congratulations. Alright, maybe I need to clean up some of my layers. Maybe I need to clean them up a little bit. Do we do a face? Do we want to do a face? Do we want to try a face? Now that we fixed the hands, or do we go for the wings? I think we're gonna go for the wings first. I think the wings are important. Like the point of being an artist's perfection from a lamia. From the point of being a cook's perfection from a human. I do not understand what you meant to say. I am truly sorry, but I do not understand what you meant to say with that. That's different layer, not in that one, not in that one, not in that one, yes, in that one. Yes, we can do it in this one, yes, okay. Now, I'm gonna bring this layer back here. Because the wing structure isn't terrible. Not really. If we look at what I did with the wings back here, I had this wing with this structure, right? Generally speaking, this is the shape that we got. And then on this one, I made sure that it was thinner because of the different perspective, and that it wasn't as like that it had a different perspective. I have to say that's pretty okay. That's pretty okay for past me. Perspective is hard and I still haven't gotten the hang of it, even today. But that's kind of alright. That's kind of alright. And I feel I drew that incorrectly. I understood the lines incorrectly. Wait. That one isn't that. It's this. But that would be way too close to the other thing. So we're gonna have to see what we do with that. We're gonna have to see what we do with that. We're gonna have to see. Also, where the hell are those two things? Because I need to get rid of them. It's been a couple weeks. We don't even remember those jokes. Let's go. You're gone. Okay. It's not bad. First thing I like to do is just move everything a little bit down. Because we're running out of space. Second thing I would like to do is to just make sure that this one, let's exaggerate that lack of, like, different perspective. Let's exaggerate it a little bit. Because I want it to be a little bit more closed in comparison to the other one. And now, one of the bigger problems I'm gonna have is this part at the very bottom. Because something that is not really good in drawing, something that like you want to avoid is you don't want to have lines that match perfectly with other lines. Like if you were drawing, my favorite example of this was like if you're drawing a person holding a spear. Like let's suppose you're like drawing a person and the person is holding a spear. And the spear is inclined. And let's suppose you have a person drawing a spear and your leg position made it so that this boot ended right here. I don't know, like he has boots or whatever. And you have a boot line that would match exactly with the end of the spear. Like that's something that you want to avoid. That is not something that you like on a drawing. You would make the spear either perfectly perpendicular to the ground, or you would make sure that it passes a lot higher so that it doesn't cross the boot at all. You know what I mean? But if you had like an overcoat that happens to end in here, right? If you have like, I don't know, some sort of like overcoat with like a pocket, whatever. And then the overcoat ends here, you don't want the spear to match that line, okay? So you would, again, you would just grab the spear and you would erase it and you would make sure that the spear has this sort of inclination then. So that it doesn't match any of the lines and that everything can be broken better. And that's what I'm struggling with here. Everything about this is telling me, oh, you want to end this line and you want to end it here. Look at this curve. It's great. Yeah, it is, except something is already there. So we cannot match it. We cannot match it because that wouldn't look good. If I made it this a little bit bigger, a bit longer, that doesn't truly match what we have on the other wing. But because this is the side that's having trouble, I'm going to adapt the other wing if necessary. If necessary. We're still playing around with that actually, and we're still gonna try and figure out if there's a better way to handle it. So far so good. So far we're going slow, we're going steady. And that's... Ah! I forgot that was the same layer as the head. I forgot The human is from Gordon Ramsay, and your art's intuition can happen to kick in. Everyone will grow an art intuition eventually after drawing a lot, but you can't just rely on intuition. You also have to study like rules and stuff, composition rules and anatomy rules and stuff like that, because intuition can fail us. Intuition can fail us more significantly than you would think. Alright. So, if I want that wing there, which do I want that wing there? I'm gonna work on it a little bit. I'm gonna work on it and see how I feel about it. Because another option is that maybe I'm just not understanding how to handle wings in general. Like maybe the wings are not like something that I'm very used to drawing. So maybe I have more problems than the ones I notice because I'm not used to it. Like maybe there, maybe but then that wouldn't make it I don't know how I want to handle this. Maybe I can make them smaller so that we don't have any risk of hitting that bottom part. Maybe would it be a problem if I just made them smaller? The answer is obviously no. Why would it be a problem? This is my drawing. This is my design. I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I can make them smaller. That's a solution. I gotta go take care of Elise. Goodbye, Sunset. I hope you had a good time and I hope you have a good rest of your day after this. Thank you for dropping by. Alright, let me think. Let me check. Let me look. Let me look at it long and hard. Maybe the wing, the one that I was just deleting, the one that I was just erasing, is too wide. Maybe? Is it too wide? Is that one of the reasons I'm not super liking it? Like, maybe it needs to be a bit, like, closer to the body. And now this is the one that brings me troubles. Now this is the one that has issues. Okay, I need to learn how to draw wings. So, I need to learn how to draw wings. That's a problem. Do I need to pull up? Oh my god, I keep forgetting that this is the face layer. Not even face, just head. I keep forgetting this is the head layer. Okay, so we're gonna have to go hard on it. I'm gonna do a new layer because I'm gonna mess up so much. This is gonna be pretty messed up. Okay, so if this is the neck, which it is, this is the center of the body, which it is, then the center of the body on the back would be like right under it. But because it's 3/4, it's a little bit like to this side. That means we would have one of the wings sprouting from here, and then one of the wings sprouting from here-ish. This one would be more parallel to us. This one would have a little bit of a backwards perspective because of the position of the 3/4 of the body. But that makes them look entirely different. Learning how to draw wings, this is hard. This is difficult This is difficult! Okay. The little matters are gonna... The little details are gonna matter a lot. Then. I'm gonna have to really be strict with where everything's coming from and where everything's going. This one needs to be a little bit higher to match the other one. And that's also going to be a problem because of what I said before about the lines not meeting. You don't want the lines to meet. 20 minutes? I'm not gonna get these freaking wings in 20 minutes, am I? Am I? Okay, let's ignore the wings for a second and keep going with the hair because that was nice. That was nice, and we can just have a little bit of fun with the hair. Well, first of all, this needs to be a little bit higher because the cranium has a lot of hair. Actually, the scalp doesn't just meet the bone. It needs to be a little bit more separated, like there. Okay. Which means this needs to come from higher. Actually, no. That is fine. What we need is to hide the head a little bit so that that line doesn't confuse us. And we can keep doing that just like that. Then we make sure that we have a lot of like separations of the clumps of the hair. And I keep making like this anti-gravity shapes with the flowy hair that's just in 0G. Well, not 0G, but you know what I mean. The modified G. Modified gravity because it's on water. I actually really like the flowiness of the hair, even though it kind of makes it hard to see her face. But I think that's kind of fine. I think that's kind of okay. Do I want to have a hair that has this float? I don't have float. Float isn't even a real world, girl. What are you saying? What are you saying? But do I actually want... Oh, she had a little hair that was sticking out. I don't like that. I don't want that anymore. It seems unlikely. Yeah, I'm not going to get the wings on this one. It's just not happening. What if I make it flow up like this? That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. It looks like it goes opposite from everything else. If I make it long, it doesn't really look like it's from the bang area. Oh, but that's fine. That's fine, because we can have one that's hiding here-ish. That's going down. Yeah, I think that would be fine. I'm gonna refine that a little bit more, that idea a little bit more. But I think that's a fine idea. That's kind of okay. That's kind of okay. And then this one meets that hair that's coming down, and then whoop, we never see it again because it's like back here and we are definitely going to have to see it again because it is back here. But maybe it's too short. Maybe it's too short to actually matter. Maybe just that's how it ends, and that is it. And yeah, and maybe we can just move on. We can just move on. We have those little hairs here. We have that there. We have that there. And then I guess I have to start doing like the actual hairs that move out in the back. Which I've never actually done it in any ways that I liked. But I'm guessing it's just a matter of just keep adding strokes that have the same flow. Like keep adding strokes that like go on the same vibe. Like if they don't go on the same vibe. Look at this. This is not hair. This is just a tentacle, honestly. Like they all have the same shape, sort of. They're not just going for the same, it just doesn't look like hair. I don't know how to explain that this doesn't exactly look like hair. If we add more volume, we add more lines, we add more like little thingies, like separating for a little bit and then rejoining, because at the end of the day it is going to flow in the same kind of direction, then that makes it look way more like hair. And if we go one by one, little by little, just like that, adding a little string here, a little string there, making sure that they all look like hair individually, by the end we're gonna have something that looks like a bunch of hair. Gravity doesn't weigh down the souls beneath the waves. Gravity doesn't work nearly as much when you're underwater, and that is what makes me feel hubris when I'm underwater, and I feel like I can do anything, and then guess what? I cannot. Have you ever tried to like hold your weight with your hands, like be upside down inside of a pool? I bet you have. Have you ever tried to do that with a tail and trying to like maintain most of your tail outside of the water? It's impossible. It's hubris. That is hubris speaking. When you think that you're more powerful than ever just because the water makes you feel lighter and more manageable, then that is hubris speaking, and you should be wary of it. It's not true. You're still just the person you were with the strength that you had and the body, like the weight that you had. And as soon as that sticks outside of the water, you're doomed. Okay. I could literally spend an entire stream drawing the hair. I'm not going to. If I do, I'm going to just do it outside of the stream. But honestly, like I've been enjoying hair so much more lately than I used to when I was younger, when I did these drawings in the first place. And that's because now I'm giving myself the permission to just draw a bunch of lines. Just keep going. Just keep drawing more lines. Just even more clumps of hair. Believe me, it's fine. It's going to be okay. All of these are hair. I mean, look at that. That looks pretty good. Sure, this one could be better. And you could go like more like that. And at this point, the funny thing is, at this point, I have lost track of what is hair versus what if empty space. Because that's another thing we have to take into account when you have hair. Part of it is going to be just the empty space between the locks of hair. Like, it's very important to make the hair look good, that it has a lot of dead air in between some of the locks of hair. So this is definitely empty space, and this is definitely empty space. This is definitely empty space. Is this empty space? Or is that hair? Is this empty space? Or is that hair? I don't know. Maybe if I was thinking about it. Have you ever heard of the Real Mermaid performers at Tarpon Springs? I've heard of Real Mermaid performers, which is amazing. I love that concept. So what you're saying is that you're a chunky butt. I have a lot of tail. That's what I'm saying. I have way too much tail to be able to hold it outside of the water and to be able to hold it upside down in any respect. So, yeah, if you want to say that I'm a chunky butt. Is that translatable? I don't know. I have a tail. I have a tail. Does that count? I don't know. That's gonna look like a tentacle if I don't give it friends. That's gonna be better, I think. Yep, we need more. We need more hair. We need more hair. We need more hair on this area. We need more like that. Oh yeah, that saves it. That saves it. I think. I hope. I really hope that saves it. Actually, I don't know. Is that too messy now? Maybe not. Maybe it's fine. Maybe if I just keep going. Maybe if I just keep going, it's going to be fine. I have to trust the process. I have to trust what's coming. I have to trust that it's gonna look good in the end. Okay, I have to trust it. Let's just trust that that's fine. And that it's looking okay. Let's just trust that that's good enough. Let's just trust it. Oh my god, please be looking good enough. Please be looking good enough. Alec, welcome, hi! Lamia got back. I think it could count as an innuendo for Culasur Culona. In the same service units here. Yeah, that's where my mind definitely would go. I can't believe I read that out loud before even thinking. How dare you? How dare you make me say that? Hopefully everyone's doing well so far. Hopefully you are doing well so far, Alec. Long time no see. I missed you. It has been a long time. I hope you're being good. I really hope you're being good. We, as always, have been here, you know, just watching me make a fool of myself. You know what I'm noticing? This side seems a little bit too short in comparison to the other one. If I stretch it a little bit... If I stretch it just a little bit, I think that would look better. And it doesn't ruin that much. Like, it's not that complicated. That's getting complicated. That's getting complicated. And that's fixed. Okay, if I do this with a little string of hair on the other side, then I think that's kind of alright. Or not. Or not. And how do I want this part? This like ending here. Okay. Woo! Okay. I need one longer string going in a slightly different direction here. Slightly different movement. That's better. I need one. I need to figure out where this is flowing. Maybe it's flowing backwards, like that. But I don't think that's looking good. Okay, so... yeah, okay. I see something I'm liking. Maybe this is coming from here to here. Maybe it's this way, actually, that it's flowing. With the occasional... yeah, okay. I think I like that more. I'm gonna do one here. Meeting there. And then that would mean that this is coming here. And then that would mean that this is starting to turn around. Starting to turn around there. I think that's cute. Alright, let's look at it. There's something definitely off on this part. Something definitely off on this part over here. But that's probably just that we're lacking some more volume on this bit. If we had a bigger one on the bottom, just like that. And then we had a couple more that get hidden by it, and then better. I think that's better. I think that's the hair. I think that's the hair. I think we got it. I think we got the hair. Of course, this back here has to be hair though. So... maybe like there. And this definitely has to be a little bit thicker. But that's fine. I think that we're done with the hair. I think that we're done with practically everything except she needs a face and wings. And maybe some clothes. I don't know. Do we want to give her clothes? Do we care about her having clothes? She's a mermaid. She maybe doesn't need clothes. She could have some, like, algae. Like I did for the other drawing the other day when I was like, you know, drawing requests. How to remember to breathe underwater when nobody ever gives them gills. Maybe they don't breathe underwater, and maybe they're like dolphins. They're just very good at holding the air on their lungs. Because it's funny and only a few here will understand the term. Yeah, you're right. I mean, a few here being this moment, I would bet 3 people at most. At this moment. Maybe in the VOD somebody else will watch it, but at this moment in time, I'm pretty sure it's just like 3 people at most. Drawing, I see. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I've been drawing as well. I'm not really good at color, but I'm decent with the pencil. That's good. I mean, coloring is hard. I still don't feel confident in my coloring. I still don't feel confident in how I color stuff. For as vulgar as that word might be, I find it really funny to say. Know that I say it all the time. It's not that vulgar. I mean, at least for us. Maybe because we have a big habit of saying even worse all the time, constantly. We're a menace. Our language is just as freaking dirty as it gets. And by our language, I mean our way of speaking. Like, in Argentina specifically, we are very, very aching, like very married to curse words. Okay, I could like that. I could like that. You know what? I'll just sketch it real quick and see how future me feels about it. If she hates it, she can change it. But this is just a quick sketch. This is looking horrible already. This is looking horrible already. We're gonna hide the hair. We're gonna hide the hair and... We're gonna see how we feel about it. The way I'm feeling about it right now is, God no, gross, this is bad. Oh my god, that is so bad. Maybe, you know what, it's been 2 hours already. Maybe I can stop for today. Nadia, welcome, hello! Raptoran, welcome, hello! We are actually literally finishing, but just give her nipples and you're done? Well, yeah, that's a question. Do we do naked? It's a mermaid, she could be naked. She gives me Ellie vibes? She does? I didn't think so. Oh sure, when the mermaid has water mold growing on her boobs, that's hot. But when I have land mold growing under mine, I have terrible hygiene. Actually, wait. Mold? Like, is there any underwater thing that could grow on organics? Because that would be kind of kick-ass. That would be kind of kick-ass to incorporate on a drawing as clothes for a mermaid. That I would actually kind of like really dig that. Okay, that eye isn't terrible, but now we need to match it on the other side, and that's the problem. Okay. Okay, maybe not super terrible. Maybe not super terrible. It's a face. It's a face. We can fix it little by little on the next one. I'm not saying it's the best face I've ever done, but it's a face. It's a face. And it's kind of alright. It's kind of there. Now let's add the hair, and it looks terrible. Cool! Cool! Cool, 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 cool. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. 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 Maybe if we lower it? Maybe if we lower the face? If we move it around a little bit? No, that's worse. Oh, that's worse. Maybe just the eyes go on? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I need this clump of hair to just chill the fuck out. Like, it's okay to flow, but maybe we flow a little bit less. And also, it's okay to flow, but maybe we flow a little bit lower. Damn it. Okay, wait, I'll figure this out. I'll figure this out. I'll figure this out. I'll figure this out. Maybe it flows just that high. At this exact height, thus not really meeting the eye. And this can still be there. And this can come from up here. It's still not working! Maybe because of this one. Maybe because of this one. Maybe this one needs to chill now. Maybe this one chilled. This one could come with... no, I don't know. I don't know. Damn, this face is complicated. I'm just gonna leave it as it was with the hair and everything. I do think the hair needs to chill a little bit for the face to work. But you know what? I'm gonna figure it out next time. Not now. We're fine. We don't need to figure it out now. We can do the face and the wings next time. Not that one. That one is gone. We already used it. We can use the wings and the face next time, and that is done. I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of okay with this. I'm kind of alright with where it is right now. I'm gonna figure out that head. I'm gonna figure out that head. Lack of color may be throwing you off? I don't know. I never draw with color anyway, so I don't think it is. I think it's just like something about that head angle is not working with that face. I really did rush the face, but you know, sometimes it's easier to fix something when you have a bad part of it than when it's just empty, you know? Like when it's empty, you have to start from zero. When you have something as bad as it is, you can focus on fixing that something. And I think that's going to make it easier. Plus, I really do like the mouth. I just need to figure those eyes out. So, this is not bad progress. Look at those hands. I'm excited for those hands. Those hands are good. The tail and everything looks good. And the hair is finally hair and not weird, like tentacles stuff. So I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty happy. I would say this is good. I would say we're going in a very good direction. And we can wrap up the day. I wonder if I'm gonna redline any of the other drawings, or if anyone is interested in me redlining any of their drawings. But that sounds kind of pedantic, so I'm not sure. I don't know what I want to do with this series. I knew that I wanted to try it out and that I'm really liking. Actually, I'm really liking the whole research thing. Okay, let's go. Let's go wrap up. I think it's looking really good. Let's go wrap up. Oh, all right. That was something. Okay. Let's see what the chat was saying. People in other countries do curse a lot, Ellie. The same or even worse. We just have a wider variety of curse words, so it looks as if we did it more. You may be right. Barnacles. Barnacles are incredibly sharp. Wouldn't be my first choice for booba coverings. But do they fit? Like, do they grab onto organics? I heard somewhere that whales even have cancer in their cancer, but wait, that's inside them. Did you mean to say cancer? I don't think that fits anything that we were talking about. Depends on how hands-on the locals are, I suppose. Hands-on the locals are. Are we still talking about the barnacles? People also say that's armor, maybe. Maybe if they are tough. I've never seen a barnacle or touched a barnacle, so I wouldn't really know. So that color might be throwing you off. I don't think so. Imagine your hair if you were underwater. Wouldn't it kind of look the same as the mermaids? I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but any hair that is kind of straight-ish would look like that, I think. Looking very good, thank you! The features of the face are slightly to the left in relation to the direction of the head seems to point. Like, imagine if your eyes, nose, and mouth were all moved about an inch to the left of your head. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I'm gonna slip on it, and the next time I open it, it's gonna be just like with the booba. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, what the frick did I do here? And I'm just gonna know how to fix it. That's what I'm hoping, that's what I'm envisioning. That's what I'm gunning for. That's what I'm trusting in. At least to me. I may be looking at it wrong though. No, you're probably right. I can't see it right now because I've been like on it. So like, I've been on it, so I can't really see it that way. But after I let it sit, after I sleep on it, after I don't look at it for a while, I'm gonna open it and notice everything that's wrong with it. Which is how drawing works. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for coming. I hope you had a good time. Thanks for the stream. Sorry I missed so much of it. I don't think you missed much of it. It's fine. I think you need to go to the Disney Rod and give them all Poofy 40s hairstyles. Poofy hair is cute. I just don't know how to draw it. Unless I'm thinking of a different Poofy hair than you're thinking of. Are you thinking like Ariel? I've been trying to draw more clumps of hair because, as I said before, I don't feel confident in my coloring. It takes me a long time to color in a way that I like the result. So I've been trying to, especially for hair, I've been trying to draw with a lot more clump separation so that coloring it might be easier. Once I have like more information with the lines, maybe doing the information with the colors that I have to add is going to not make me struggle so hard. I don't know. And Ellie, we trust, thank you. C plus hero, hi Elyssia, hello. C plus, we are literally finishing the stream, so sorry, but you just got here at the end. Ariel and her sisters. Yeah, that kind of poofy hair. What it doesn't have is a lot of hair separation, which like it works very well for like the animation where everything can be a little bit more flat colored. But the way that I want to color and render stuff, I really need to have more clumps because I struggle a lot with coloring hair. Alright, so that will be it for today. I'm very excited about tomorrow. Obviously, it's Shantae Day, and I kid you not, you guys. I kid you not. As soon as I finished Shantae last Friday, I was like, okay, I closed the game, I closed the stream, and then I just stared at the screen for like 5 minutes, thinking of what the hell to do, because all I want to do is play more Shantae, but I'm not going to because I have to save it for the stream. So what do I do now? Because I should work, I should draw, but all I can think of is drawing, like playing more Shantae. And I'm very excited. I thought, well, maybe I keep playing Shantae to grind more currency, but I left in the middle of a freaking dungeon, so it's not like the best place to go and grind, especially because it's a dungeon that I can't really return to the surface from. It seems, no wait, I have the teleporter. Do I have a teleporter? Did I forget that I had a teleporter and that I could have teleported? I don't know, I'm confused on where I left off, but I'm very excited because tomorrow I get to go back and keep playing a little bit. I got to watch your VOD for the last Shantae stream. I mean, I have a lot of fun. I think it was fun. If you enjoy it, I mean, I hope you enjoy it. If you watch it, I hope you enjoy it. That's what I meant to say. Thanks for the stream. Have a good evening. Have a good evening, research. Have a good rest of the day. Good night. See you tomorrow. Indeed. I'm going to stop it here. Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, whatever you're doing after this. So, Don't forget to stretch, don't forget to drink water and eat, and try to sleep at least 7 hours. And most... Did I forget any recommendations? Stretch, drink water, eat, sleep. Those are the 4 basic ones. Did I forget anything? No! Okay, so do those things, and most importantly, don't forget to be kind to yourself and others, alright? Take care, Miss Snake Shifters! Bye-bye!